It's crooked. Hello, Sandy. Okay. Much better. Can you see the mat good? I think it's good. Can you see me and my mat and everything? Hello, everybody. Okay. I am sorry for missing yesterday's live. I had some things happen and I wasn't ready to go live, so I'm doing a makeup live today of the New Year's Eve wreath. And I am going to show you everything I'm going to be using today. I already have our mesh cut. We are using gold mesh for our ruffles. I don't think I'm going to need any more of that, so will you get off me?
Don't move.
And then ribbon, I asked you if you was done. I'm sorry. We finally got the block off our house, so I'll be doing lives at my house from now on, hopefully. And then I already got a ribbon cut. We're using gold and black. The champagne and black. And then another gold and black. We have Hi Phyllis. We have our clock. And make sure I told it up right. It already has the correct time on it. And we're using a 14-inch wreath frame that the clock is going to sit down right inside of. For everybody that's on me, you please like and share. Really appreciate it. And instead of using 21-inch mesh today, we're going to be using 10-inch mesh, and we're doing 12-inch poofs. So hello, Andrea. And I'm just using a mesh roll that I already had opened instead of going back in and getting a new one. Did everybody have a good weekend? A good Black Friday sale, and Cyber Monday sale, and Small Shop Saturday sale. This weekend was definitely a shopping weekend. If you use a measuring mat, you can just measure it out like that. If not, you can count to 1, 2, 3s, and it always ends up being the perfect amount. Hey, Mama, will you turn that down? I'm at her house, so whenever I talk in here, you can hear me echoed back through her phone. She's sitting there with my aunt. I'm in love with New Year's Eve wreaths. And everything for Christmas wreaths is about sold out. So I have switched to New Year's Eve in my craft room. I have about 3 more to do, and then I'm done with Christmas. So we are now getting started on New Year's Eve, Mardi Gras, Valentine's Day. Hi, Mom. All of the other wreath for holidays. And that is something that I am so excited for. I have been doing Christmas trees since July. And then, this week we finally did decorate for Christmas. Has anybody already decorated? Or are you starting to decorate? I know a lot of people had their stuff up before Thanksgiving was even here. We have the outside of our house decorated. We needed one more thing of lights on the other side of our stairs. But so far, just half of it's done. You'll just keep going around the ring, tying the black mesh in. Okay. See how I ended it right there for this ring? If you wanted to, and you felt more comfortable doing that, you could cut it right here and start a whole new section of it in the tie. But it would be, we're going to take it up. I'm just going to keep going with my ring, with my mesh roll, and then we'll just tuck it when we tie it in. Here a minute, we're going to tie it right here. And just keep going along with the mesh. See, whenever you double boof them, it makes it real full and pretty. I may end up having to open up another roll of black mesh. Is anybody ready? Thank you, Danielle. Hi, Sarah. For those that's just hopping on, will you please like and share? I know New Year's Eve this year is going to be a lot different than for some people. At least I'm not going to go nowhere. We are going to stay home and make homemade pizza and play board games. If I can rope my siblings into playing them with me and my husband. But they're the new age type of people that just likes video games and not Monopoly and stuff like that. Thank you. And keep going around just enough. I'm just extending my roll out a little bit more. I am so excited for Christmas. Has anybody already done with their Christmas shopping? We have started. I have 4 more people to buy for, and then that's it. I haven't started on my husband though, so whether or not but he don't really want much. Let's tie. We're not going to add a bow to this wreath. The deer wreath is complicated, and it is not one I'm doing on the live. It's going to be one that I'm going to set at home, and I'm going to make in my craft room, and hope and pray it turns out good. She bought a deer for me to put in the wreath last night, and it has one head out and the butt, but she wants them both facing towards the wall and not tucked into each other. So it's going to take a minute for me to figure out how I'm going to do that one. Okay, I'm taking the mesh, and I'm going to do the ruffle method. This is just a poof and ruffle. I have a lot of picks to add in, so I ain't going to need the rows. But every other tie, I am just putting it in. Tie my pipe cleaner around. I looked over at my glue gun and how much glue I'm wasting just sitting there. but I don't leave them off. Whenever I go home, I'm going to take it and put it on my glue skillet because it wastes so much glue just standing there. And if I didn't have a glue skillet, I would go through about a stick a day of just trashed glue. I cut these into 12-inch strips too. You just walk it in. And if you ever get off center, it's okay. You can fix it while you're trying to walk it in. Or if you ever need help keeping it straight while you're walking it. I'll show you on the next one. Let's set it to the side. Take one of your strips. I'm just going to use my scissors because it's beside me. And then I just got a message on my personal thing. Thanks, Heather. You can let your scissors down flat to hold it out. And then you can walk it in. And I always try to go off the center square on my measuring mat. And I have a Fiskars self-healing cutting mat. And I love it. If you are wanting to get into wreath making business, I would recommend. My husband's texting me and it's popping up over here, blocking the chat boxes. I didn't tell him I was going live. I'd recommend investing into a glue skillet. I like the Sure-Bond ones. They're $40 at Hobby Lobby. And the cordless hot glue guns. It just makes it so much easier when you are trying to work. I'm excited to see this wreath done. I kind of don't want to sell it. I kind of want to keep it. I've had this one planned for a while now. I bought the clock for this wreath at Dollar General store. If anybody wants to make one, but you can buy a clock anywhere. This is just a clock I liked. I just went a little quicker right there. I know, but it's okay. And then my bow dabber, which I talk about in every live. I love my bow dabber. If you are just somebody that enjoys making bows for your decorations, I'd recommend getting a bow dabber because it helps make the loops perfect. Okay, this is what we look like so far. I know it looks like a hot mess, but it's gonna get there, I promise. It always looks like a hot mess before everything's added into it. And it may still look like a hot mess when I'm done because I didn't try it out. I'm just going off of what I had planned in my head. So I'm hoping it all works. And I didn't just mess up. So I take the ribbon that's already ducktailed and cut at 12 inches this time. Everything's 12 inches today. And I just spread them out as I go. That gives your wreath a fuller look. I have 3 2-inch ribbons cut, and then 2 different 1.5-inch ribbons cut. Now this one ain't actually a ribbon, but I'm going to use it as one. I will show you what it is in a second. I got it from Hobby Lobby, but I thought it was so pretty, and I just wanted to use it. And I'm hoping it works, and I don't end up having to go back and cut different ribbon on my live today. But it's looking like it's going to work out just a little bit. Okay. So, the champagne colored ribbon is actually don't have a name. But I got it from Hobby Lobby. I'm already out of it. But it is actually a canvas that you make bows and earrings out of. But I thought it would be really pretty with today's wreath because I actually have little rose gold champagne bottles to go in it as picks, and some little champagne colored, or I think it's called champagne color, but I really like it, rose gold stars and picks. I have a lot of stuff I'll show you whenever we get to that part. For now, I'm going to go back to adding in our ribbon to every other tie, or doing the ribbon. And I like to stack it to make sure that it ain't going to be the same ribbon side by side. And if you're doing 3 different sets of ribbon, you need to cut 4 of each. And if you do 4 different, on this one, if you do the 18-inch, it is 6, 6, and 7, or 7, 7, and 6 if you're doing 3, 6, 6, 7, 6 if you're doing a set of 4. I don't like how that looks because you can't tell. See, you can't really tell the ribbon, so I'm going to take it out and switch it around. I wanted a wreath that the clock will take up the whole middle. I don't want no empty space on this one. So we're going to put that there to hide the gold. Even though looking at it in light over here, it's more like a caramel color, not really a gold. But it works. See? And that's what I didn't want. I don't want ribbon side by side, so we're going to start it like this time. You just pinch it in the middle. Take it up, middle, pull your ties down. I don't know about this ribbon, guys. I'm hoping it works. I'm thinking it will. If not, this will be my New Year's Eve wreath, because it ain't promised or sold to nobody yet. I messed it up, tail. You need a good pair of scissors. Anybody has any questions on where I get my materials or how I do something, feel free to ask. He's probably thinking I'm ignoring him. He'll be fine. He'll be home in a minute, so. How'd you screw up? I am so excited. I am having my husband build me a box type thing with PVC pipe in it, sticking out as arms to hold the wreaths and that I make until I'm ready to meet with them where they sell. So my house will be like a back cave of wreaths. And instead of, as of right now, they're hanging on every open door, wall nail, anywhere I can fit them. They're there. paint because it went gold, mini black. Gold and mini black twice. How did I do that? So we'll have to switch them. I'm sorry. I don't plan these wreaths out before I do lives. I just kind of pick out everything I want to go together. And as far as matching stuff, that's as far as it goes. So sometimes I have uh-ohs. And that's just the only thing I can do about it is say, uh-oh, time to fix it. And this one needs to be moved too. So that one's going to go up there, and then this one's going to go down here. And I'll put us back on track. You don't want no two ribbons side by side if you can help it. Hi, Keisha. Thank you, Heather. It's going to be really, really pretty once I get everything finished and added. I thought my ribbon, my mesh, was more gold, but it turned out to be more like a caramel color. So, but it'll work because it kind of matches the other things I have to go in it. Now my grandma's freaking out because of the fact that I'm putting a clock inside of a wreath. She just thinks that's the coolest thing ever. I just gotta finish this part. Thank you so much. And I cannot wait until Christmas morning whenever I can finally have my keychain from her. I ordered one that has, from Keisha, I got one that has Sydney's race on it. But I think I'm going to turn it into a necklace instead of using it as a keychain. I missed another ducktail. How to do that one? I love the snow today. I'm looking out her windows because there's windows on all sides of me. And it is the prettiest view. After I'm done showing you, doing this wreath, I will show the side view over there. Just don't pay attention to the table because I move all her decorations off whenever I do lives over here. Okie dokie. Last two sets of ribbon. Then we will add the clock. I think I have learned that I'm never going to use the canvas ribbon again. It's really thick and really hard to work with. And it doesn't make that pretty of a, I mean it's pretty. I love the coloring of it, but if I would have paid attention, I could have probably bought a ribbon with that coloring on it instead of having to use the canvas. I am doing a New Year's Eve theme, and we're going to be putting this clock in the middle of it. I've already have the time set. See, whenever I go to put it in, I'm going to smush it around and move it. That way it'll just sit right in the middle, and then we're going to have all kinds of picks to go into it. But I am excited for getting out on New Year's Eve, Christmas morning to get my stuff. And he finally got one of my unicorn redone pieces. We found it at Home Goods the other night, right beside the checkout aisle. Like somebody changed their mind on it and just put it back. Okay. Because you ain't gonna see the inside pieces, I'm gonna go ahead and trim all of those up. And for that, I got my wire cutters at Hobby Lobby. I am getting a new pair that's a little bit more, I call them the manly man wire cutters, like the electrician ones, because sometimes flowers and picks have really thick stems and it makes it hard to cut them with these. So I want the manly man size. but they're really just electrician wire cutters. Me too. I'm hoping it turns out good. Would you all like to see a swag live feed instead of just the clock, instead of just wreaths? I am going to be making a swag for my own house to go. We have a big bay window, and I'm going to be making a big swag this weekend to go into the window above, and I'm going to have ornaments hanging and dropping down from it, and then we're going to do our tree. Moving out every which way. Make sure none of it gets stuck in there. I already have the clock, the battery in it, and the clock set. I got the clock at the Dollar General store. It's just a silver clock. I have my wire. I loosened up the screws, and I just put the wire right inside of it, and I twisted it around. Okay, Phyllis. I just did a couple this morning. I will message you pictures of them. Making sure I put this in the right ties so I ain't gonna have my clock falling out. Nobody wants that. So you just put it in between the ties, twist it from behind, and then I only did 3 ties on this because it'll hold it in with just 3. Where there's put at, I can't talk. Where it's put at is in a triangle shape in the back of it. Stuff the black back in there, and then after I get the clock all tied in, I will go through and I will pull the ribbon out from around it and fix it. I held this clock up to my 18-inch rings and my 16-inch rings that I just got in. It didn't look right. It didn't look as good as whenever I held it up to a 14-inch. For what I have in my mind. But that's the thing about wreath making, is that if you want it on a bigger base, you can put it on whatever size you want it on. I just have it twisted in to the back of the base of my wreath. So it ain't permanent. You can take it out. Even if you want to buy a more expensive clock, because this clock was just $6. Because I knew it was going to be in a wreath, and it was going to be on somebody's front door or side of their house. So I have it set to where I feel like it won't get, if it does get damaged, it's a little bit okay. Because you know, it ain't a big expensive clock. I don't hope it does. But I know at my house, we're pretty rough on our doors. I lost a ribbon to this one. It's over here. If I had looked in the right spot, I would have found it. Go around, pulling it all out, straightening your ribbon up. Have it all looking the correct ways. This wreath is not going to have a bow on it. I said that in the beginning. But I do have a video on my YouTube channel if you want to know how I tie my bows. And I'm going to do another one on how I tie them with my hands. Okay. But this is what it's looking like so far. It is a working clock. As you can see, the hands is moving. Now, for the fun part is all the picks. I'm gonna set this over here on top of the box. Wow. I gather everything over here to show you all. So, I found the Starburst. All of the picks, besides these, came from Michael's, 50% off. This is a garland with mini ornaments. I'm gonna see if having it swooped would look right. But if not, then I would just won't add it. But I have a Starburst. I have 2 of these. I added some champagne bottles. I'm in love with these ones. Let's see, they're like glittery and they move around. But I got bubbly and Prosecco and bubbly, and then I got these 2 that says cheers, a little ribbon. Then I just have some go balls that I'll have to fix because they kind of got moved around in the bag. Then I got some of these. And I've already used a couple of these on a different wreath, but I just thought they was pretty to add in. And then of course my stars, and I got these in a silver and this color. So now, time for the fun part. And of course I'm using my cordless hot glue gun. It is my most favorite possession, but it does waste a lot of glue, so don't be alarmed if yours gives out glue chunks like this. I just save it, and whenever I get home, I will put it in my glue skillet. I got hot glue on my thumb. Yeah. But whenever I get home, I will just save it and put it inside of there. Now, I got rid of that. I am going to need this. So, I'm just going to yank it off the thing. You're going to want these in every different thing, size, like opening. They give it a lot of dimension. I am just putting it right in to my wreath itself. And then at the end, I'm going to go in after the glue kind of dries, and I'm going to wrap it around the base. But they give your wreath a lot of dimension. And you can, there's glue on there. If I don't burn myself, it ain't alive. Thank you. But you can just take them and you can squish them down to this size, or you can pull them apart. You can bend them. That's what I love about these, is they really help your wreath have a face. And I probably wouldn't even have to put hot glue in this. Now my mother is sending messages. I have my laptop pulled up on the side so I can see people's comments. Hot glue. But thank you, Nikki. And this one Y'all probably gonna see what I mean whenever I say I need a better wire cutter. See, sometimes they're a little difficult to get to unstick. Yes, my husband, I'm more interested in tools than he ever thought to be. My glue gun has air in it. I got 3 sets of these over here. I don't think I'm gonna need all 3, but you can use as much as you want. These was $3.99 and then 50% off that. And then thank you. I love New Year's Eve. And I've had a New Year's Eve wreath stuck in my head. And I thought, well, it's a new year, new time. Not about anybody else, but I'm really over 2020. I'm ready to be able not have to wear a mask, and not that I'm complaining. 2020 hasn't been that bad of a year for my family. Actually, I have several things to be thankful for. But I've been planning New Year's Eve wreaths for a while now, and this is one of the ideas I had. I don't normally go all the way around with picks. I usually stop halfway because of fear of them falling out. But I'm going to wrap these around the base anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and do it with these ones as I drop hot glue everywhere. Hopefully my grandma quit watching so she don't see it happen on her island. You didn't hear nothing. I burn myself. For all that's on me, you please share. I will be uploading this video to YouTube later if you can't watch the live. My hands is nothing but big old cut marks and hot glue burns. Trying to get this one done. I'm gonna come around so y'all can really see the detail of these picks, because I'm not sure what this is called, but just the straight up detail of what these look like. I'm trying to get a good view. I'm sorry. There. So they are very detailed and very, it has a lot of life. Now I dropped it. I'm just sticking them in all over the wreath. I'm going to use all 3. And I'm going to hope that 3 is enough. I'm going to go ahead and cut them off though. I'm just going to set them in where I'm going to want to put glue at on them. No, that's not it. I'm going to use one more out of the 3 and call it done. I just got to find it when I'm done with it. That one's glued in. Are you glued in? Nope. This one wasn't glued. Stick you all the way back in there. Okay. Now, after my live, I'm going to go through and I'm going to wrap each little strand like this one around the pole to make sure it stays in. Like boogers. That's what it's looking like so far. Pull out all of the balls. Or cut out because these ones ain't going to pull out. What is everybody watching on Netflix right now? It popped. It went up and around. And it was a miniature gold one, so I'm just going to wait and see if it's really needed at the end before going around. But I'm adding some ornaments every which way, and then I'll go back in and I will glue them down to make sure that they all. Is it good? I've seen a lot of people on my page, Facebook itself, talking about how much they love it. I started watching Grand Army last night, and it was so good, and it talked on so many good points that's going on in the world. It talked about Black Lives Matter. It talked about everything. There was a rape and there was a bombing. If I look down, I'm just seeing what needs to be done now. I need to glue these in for starters. But when I upload my videos to YouTube, I don't really talk about things like that on there because I have to keep it family friendly, even though I say whenever I upload it, I actually click this is not for kids. But it is so good. And I don't talk about politics or any political things on my page. So I don't speak on Black Lives Matter and all that either. I'm just saying that it's a really good movie. Or TV show. I'm on episode 5, so I don't know what's going to happen after this one. I may come back Wednesday and see how much I hate it, but for now, I love it. I'm just going to cut off a few strands of these gold balls. Thought somebody just pulled in. We're just coming to the back porch. I'm going to do all of them. And I'm just going to stick them into the clock. This is going to be so full. I'm already really liking how it's looking. I didn't let myself down like I was scared I was going to. I'm just gluing it whenever I reach over here without taking my glue thing off. Just sticking them into. Need one more right in here. Yeah. Oh no. I think I glued the wrong end. I did, my ball is falling. I'm just going to add some glue right into that. Right into the middle there. I'm burning my fingertips off. I'm just going to stick it right back on there. Okay. I think when it comes to that, that's all that one's going to need. Maybe one more. but definitely don't need much. I'm just going to cut 2 strands off the new one. I have a basket of all my supplies. Whenever I'm throwing stuff, I'm throwing it into my basket. Come on in. There's one more right there. Lift it up and poke it in. Okay, it's looking so good. I'm gonna do a couple of silver and a couple of white stars. I mean, these is my favorite. These is what, besides the clock, this was the other thing I wanted to add. Go ahead and cut all 3 of them off. And then do. That was a little bit difficult to cut. And do the next 3. You just stab them in. I love a full wreath, and that's what I'm making sure we have here. It's a very full wreath. And this is a one of a kind. We are no longer making copycat wreaths. I am sorry, but it's just too difficult to make sure everything matches and is done like that. So for now on, our wreaths is just one of a kind. If you like the theme and the colors, we can match that, but it won't have the exact same stuff as the another glue stick while I'm in my box. It will not have the exact same stuff as the one that's posted will, unless the one that's posted is still available. But here lately, I haven't had time to make ones that hasn't been sold yet. And I am very sorry if that causes any inconvenience for you all. I'm just adding the silver stars in everywhere that I'm going to want a silver star. Yeah. This one I'm going to glue the star itself instead of the pick. So it has something to attach to. And same with this, but I'm also going to run it down the pick. How to gather up all the glue. And same with this one over here. I'm going to glue the star. And add the other glue stick. I need to order another box of glue sticks because I'm running out again already. So, everywhere that needs a star, it's been added. Now it's time for this star, and I love it. I made him one giant Starburst star. These was $5 originally, and then I got them 50% off. Oh, it's dropping. It dropped on a star and on my mat, but you can't tell. It'll just blend in. But I'm going to stab this one right through the mesh. And, nope, I'm not, because the mesh is stronger than what I was. I'm going to stab it right through the back here. And it will have it, maybe, no, it needs to be moved up some. Just pull it out. But it needs to be moved up to about right here, because it was too close to the, too far down. There we go though. Okay. Now time to add these. ones do we want to use? I'll use a champagne bottle. We gotta use one of my favorites. So, of course, this one. And then we'll do 3 and 3 so I can have a couple for another New Year's Eve wreath. We're about done. This is about the end of it. You will hold tight. I will show you my gorgeous view out the window as soon as I'm done making this wreath. I mean, I know it's just snow, and if you live in Martin County, you all have snow. But we live on the river, the Tug River, right beside it. Like, we look at Kermit every day. Is the view that we have. There it goes. I was trying to make it to where I could stab it, but still have this setting up high enough to give the correct illusion. And then champagne. We'll set over here. We will glue the butt of her like we did the other one. Stick her to a ribbon. Ooh. Actually, stuck it to my hand and my hand just got burnt. Clean up all my glue boogers. Stringy as hot glue. I'm sorry. Don't like it whenever glue gets everywhere. It frustrates me. And it takes my complete attention away from what I was doing. Glue the butt, glue the stem. Then shove her in. Come on. There we go. Let it go. Make sure she's. Alright, whenever I finish this live, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna tie everything together. Hey, are you still there? Okay. I told you he's gonna think I'm ignoring his calls. Mama, will you text Son and tell him I'm live? To please quit. See, they're just like little garland, and I was gonna have them. Great. May not even work. Like I'm wanting. This one will be 45. Is what? I don't know, guys. I'm thinking maybe doing it. I'm thinking. What do you think we should do? Should we add the little garland? Should we add it or should we not? Please quit calling. If we did, I would want to drape it to the side. You know what? I think it would too. I'm gonna have to fix a new one though. Or just glue it back on. While we're at the end of it, I've been thinking about offering wreath kits. I would go out and I'd buy all the materials. The wreath ring that it would need to be done on, the ribbon, you would get a whole roll of ribbon, whole rolls of mesh. But it'd be a wreath kit where you can make your own wreath at home. I'm gonna add it, Brenda. I'm just holding the glue on this ornament so it don't get ripped off again. But you would have your own wreath kit where you could make your own at home. And I would just gather up all the materials to go with it. This one is extremely loose. So I'm going to re-glue it. If anybody be interested.
Did you make the wreath with me?
yeah, then I'd have one too, and whenever we're live, we would make them. I would make mine on live with you all, so you all can make one as well. And you would have all the same materials and all the same supplies as what I'd have. I could, but it'd be easier when I order wholesale and stuff for me to get it and then tell. Well, I offer free shipping. Not free shipping, but I offer shipping. And I'm also going to be posting the wreath fake kits on my Etsy shop. The first one would be Valentine's Day if we do it. Either Valentine's Day or Mardi Gras, but where we live, we don't really celebrate Mardi Gras. So, yeah, I'd offer an online wreath party, or whenever COVID ends, I'm wanting to start offering, you know those painter parties where you can go in with your friends and have like a painting party? I can't paint, so it's definitely not that. But start offering like wreath parties. So if you had like an adult party and you wanted to make one with your friends, or if you had a daughter that was into crafting, or you want to do one as a girls' night with all your friends and your cousins, I'll be bringing my mom along to things like that. That's the reason why I said if you have a daughter, because my mother has been through all the crafty stuff with me. We was talking last night as we was putting together her tree. It is not a very decorated tree, but it is a tree with memories. And she has the ornaments of the year that I decided we're not going to buy no ornaments. I'm going to make them all. And I'm going to hand paint them and I'm going to hand draw them. It didn't turn out good. I can decorate your tree on live. I need to make this one. It needs to be brought over some because it's too weird. I had it twisted inside of here is what I was doing over here. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit more to the next tie-in. That way it's still loose but not. For everybody that's just joining, will you please like and share the live? And it's going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel, and it's always on my Facebook page after. Well, it's burning my hand. I got glue all over them. Okay. I want to cut this one, but the other one's tied in, so. I want to hang it in the back of it and not in the front of the wreath. I'll go ahead and cut this tie off out of my way. We ain't going to be using it no more. I think so too. I'm a klutz. If it can be dropped, thrown, burned. I was walking home one time with a big old vase and I fell. And I got a piece of glass stuck in deep into my leg. And I pulled it out not thinking where it was at. It could kill me. And had to go have stitches. I fell off my porch with a broom. I never glued this one in, I just kind of set it there. This is when we was renting my neighbor's house. So it wasn't a bad fall, but I have a big old scar on my arm from the fall. Pulling off all the little glue boogers. I'm looking down at it. Okay. This is it so far. do y'all think? It is definitely a New Year's Eve wreath. Ah! I'll keep dropping it. So, kind of like the good balls at him. But, it needs one more thing. Looking at those ones made me realize what it's missing. I need a strand that starts, these are just $1 from the Dollar Tree, so it doesn't hurt to add them. Yep, that's what it's missing. It's needing one more strand to kind of like make it swoop in the middle. So I'm just going to tie it in here. I may take it on over. You want it to be about the same on all sides. So I'm going to take it up here and twist it. We were about done. I know it was a very long live. I'm sorry. I'm not the fastest at wreath making. And whenever I do try to go faster, they never look good. So I'd rather take my time and enjoy it than go extremely fast at it and them not look like something I'd want to share. Personal preferences. I know some people that's extremely fast at it and their wreaths always looks amazing. What made me start wanting to do lives is I'm obsessed with other livers. I guess that's what you can call them. I started watching Laura Jean J. Froome, and that's how I learned how to make wreaths. And then from there, on the way home from Myrtle Beach, whenever I was kind of not knowing what I want to do, kind of just talking around, I found Jenny's wreath room, fell in love with her, and she just does grapevine wreaths with a couple of maybe other things added in, but her main sale is a grapevine wreath. I'm looking at this to see if I like it or if I hate it. If I hate it, it won't be posted. Or I might change stuff after the fact. But so far, I like it. I feel like it's missing something. Maybe it's where I didn't add a bow this time. Because I am a bow obsessed person. I love adding bows to everything I can add a bow to. But, oh, I'm also holding it crooked. There we go. My granny said if you want to learn how to paint concrete, she's your person. She is obsessed with black bears. And there's a local concrete place here that she buys everything off of. But this is the wreath. Thank you so much. It has stuff hanging. It is definitely New Year's Eve inspired. I'm going to post pictures of it tomorrow. But I'm going to show you what I get to look at outside of my grandma's kitchen window. Move out of the way. She's just folding laundry in there. Listen to me talk. There we go. Hello everybody that's watching. If y'all don't mind, will you please share? But look out of her kitchen window. Oh, it's being, the snow is melting, but you just get all the snow and the train and the water and then the river deck she just built. I'm in love with it. But I'm going to get off here. Thank you everybody that's watched and stuck around. We will be doing another live soon. Actually tomorrow. And then from there, we're going to be doing another giveaway soon. I just don't know of what yet. So thank you all so much. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.